We must face our fears and love each other. Oh, 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 oh. Can you hear me, hear me? Oh, 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 can you hear me, hear me? We just need to feel the love is spreading round through the air. Like, oh, 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 can you hear me, hear me? Tell me why.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's been so long since I've done a pregnancy update. I actually skipped all of month 5 and I'm 23 weeks pregnant now, so this is a 6-month pregnancy update, but I'll cover symptoms and things that I've experienced in month 5 and month 6. So first off, let me start by saying that we have officially moved to Georgia. We got here just a few days ago. We ended up taking a 16-hour car ride with both boys, and surprisingly they were so good. Like, it was totally not what I expected. Mason didn't complain once the whole ride. Maddox was a little whiny, but he was just uncomfortable, and I have to say our travels were super quick and super good. We left at night at like 6 p.m. when the boys were sleeping, and then we got here at about 10 o'clock the next day because we did have to take a lot of extra stops for gas and like letting the boys get out and stretch their legs. And because I was pregnant, I had to stop about every 2 hours and walk around so that I didn't risk getting blood clots in my legs. And also I had to pee. Like every 2 hours I was holding my bladder to the max. But I do want to say that we are finally here in Georgia. This is the last week that I have to spend with Raheem before he leaves for basic training. And he will be back in July, so he leaves February 4th, and then in July we will get stationed somewhere probably other than Georgia, so we'll be moving again. So I know a lot of you guys, when I said that his leave actually got moved closer, that doesn't mean anymore that he will be here for the birth for Isla, because he actually had a job change, and right after basic training you go to tech school, and before his tech school was only 30 days and now it's 68 days. So even though he's leaving sooner, he's actually going to be gone way longer than we expected. He's actually going to be gone for 6 months. But the plan is for me to go to his graduation in April, which is calling it pretty close because I usually deliver a couple weeks early. I had Mason 3 weeks early, Maddox 2 weeks early, and I'm due in May. So it's kind of calling it close, but I'm pretty sure that I'm going to get to see him in April with the boys, and then I will see him again in July. When he's in tech school, he is going to ask for a leave, maybe even a weekend leave. Hopefully he'll get to see Isla at some point when she's just born, but that's just something that we haven't even brought up yet. Like, we don't even know if that's even the slightest bit of a possibility, but he is gonna try, and he's gonna ask. So we've just once again had so many changes going on. But I wanted to get into my pregnancy symptoms and kind of talk about those. I'm also switching doctors. Obviously, I have another appointment on the 31st. Kind of like an introduction appointment, I guess they said it was. Like, just so I could switch over care. And then after that appointment on the 31st, I'll be doing my glucose test. The dreaded glucose test. No, honestly, I don't think it's that bad. Like, I did it twice already, and I think people kind of exaggerate. Like, I don't think the drink is that bad. You do feel a little crappy for the rest of the day. At least I did. Kind of like your blood sugar is off. But yeah, I'm switching care. So I did go from a private doctor to more of a, I don't really know what it's called, but it's like a big practice, so they have multiple doctors and they even have midwives and things like that. So what I really liked about my doctor before was she was my doctor for both of my boys. She knew me, she knew the history that I had with all of the losses and the fertility treatments and stuff, and she was just really awesome. So it kind of scares me going to a new practice, especially because my deliveries weren't easy either, and I know I'm gonna make a vlog about those because they're pretty interesting birth stories to tell. But I also did see the fetal echocardiologist the cardiologist, and I had a fetal echocardiogram. And so I had that a couple days before we left because I was taking the baby aspirin, as you guys know. And I'm also taking a new medication, 2 new medications that I'm going to talk about in this video. And Isla's heart was perfect. He said her heart is absolutely perfect. There's nothing to be concerned about. I was cleared with them. And he said that the heart is fully developed by 5 weeks, so it can't change. Like, a hole can't randomly appear, a valve can't randomly close. So that gave me a ton of peace of mind. One thing that I want to talk about that I wasn't sure that I was even going to share on my channel, but since I had just brought it up, the main reason to why I got the fetal echocardiogram is because I am taking Zoloft. And if you don't know what Zoloft is, it's like a anti-anxiety, antidepressant. Because after I had Maddox, I think my postpartum anxiety / depression, and I say depression very lightly, was like full force. And I say depression lightly because when I think of depression, I think of like you know, like wanting to commit suicide or staying in bed all day, and things like that, which I didn't experience that. I just definitely saw a difference having Mason and then having Maddox afterwards. Like Mason, I felt like I was all in and I had this baby and I was so over the moon excited and just life was so good. And then I had Maddox and I was overall like sad. I didn't feel like I couldn't connect with my baby or anything like that, so that's why I say it so lightly. I was just overall sad. But the biggest thing was my anxiety. Like, I had really bad anxiety after Maddox. So around 6 months postpartum, I started taking Zoloft. Then when I unexpectedly got pregnant with Isla at 11 months postpartum, I stopped taking it because there are some risks, I guess. Not really risks, but in the first trimester things are so important and organs are growing, so I decided to stop taking it until I got around this point, way more into the second trimester. So that's why. So I was taking the Zoloft and then taking the baby aspirin, and we just wanted to make sure that everything was good with her heart and that everything was fine, because I was having a lot of guilt too with taking the Zoloft while pregnant, but it 110% makes me a better mom. So I will still be taking the Zoloft. I take 50 milligrams of it. I'm taking I forget the name of the medication, but it's just something for acid reflux. I had it with both the boys. I didn't take any medication for Mason because I was like super paranoid. I wouldn't even take a Tylenol. I took the acid reflux medicine for Maddox, and then I'm taking it again for Isla, and I have absolutely no acid reflux at night. So it works really great. Speaking of Tylenol, like, knock on wood, one symptom that I have not had this second trimester that I had with both boys are headaches. And I'm knocking on wood again because those make me miserable, but I'm super grateful that I haven't had any headaches, and just overall I'm feeling so much better. I know my last pregnancy vlog I was saying how I was sick and stuff all the time, but it's definitely been like I'm in like second trimester bliss now. Like, I just feel so good. Okay, so another thing that's awesome about the second trimester is feeling her move. I've been feeling her move quite a lot. I want to say like more and more, but she's definitely my least active baby. Maddox was really active and Mason was kind of active, and she's pretty much more chill. So once I hit 28 weeks, I'm gonna make sure that I have to do my kick counts, but she's usually more active in the morning and right at night when I'm going to bed. And I think all day I'm just moving around and I'm like rocking her to sleep, so that could be why she's less active too, because I'm moving now more than I ever was when I was pregnant with the boys. But Raheem actually felt her move for the first time last night, and I was so happy about it because I wanted him to feel her move before he left for basic, because the next time that he sees me, I'll either be at the end, and if I can't make it to his graduation, then I will have her already. So I really wanted him to experience that. Oh, the next thing that I wanted to talk about was my plan for delivery. I know you guys have asked me this before in the comments and I never really got to it, but so for Mason I ended up having an emergency C-section, and then for Maddox I had a successful VBAC. Props to me. So I'm going for another VBAC because which I didn't even think they were called VBACs, but they're still called VBACs because I have had a cesarean before. The healing is so much better. VBAC, C-section, like that's honestly how I feel about it. And I know there's a lot of C-section moms and I give them a ton of credit. One is not easier than the other, I don't want to say, but the healing process is by far different. And I'm gonna have 2 little kids to take care of. I just fingers crossed that I can have another vaginal delivery because my C-section was really rough. I know a lot of moms don't care and some even opt for another C-section, but that just won't be me. Some more symptoms that I'm having is a lot of round ligament pain, mainly on my right side, like in the groin area. More round ligament pain than I ever had any pregnancy. I think it could be from getting the tummy tuck. I had a mommy makeover 6 months before I got pregnant. I'll leave my mommy makeover video down in the description if you're new here. But they had tightened all of my core muscles, and I think because I'm stretching them back out, maybe that's why it's so much more painful. But my round ligament pain is real. And then I've also had this pregnancy much more cramping. I've had miscarriages before, so it's not cramping like that. It's just, I think, cramping of my uterus and my stomach just stretching back out. It's nothing that I'm like balled over in pain. I've just been, or like even not even like menstrual period cramps, but definitely a lot more cramping. Another pregnancy symptom that I wanted to talk about that has been the absolute worst, like the worst, and it's heart palpitations. I had this with Mason and I was like in the clear with Maddox. Maddox's pregnancy was cake and I was hoping that I wouldn't get this time around, but for some reason my heart beats so incredibly fast. I could wake up in the morning and just be sitting and watching the boys play, and my resting heart rate will be about 120. Normally my heart rate is anywhere from 50 to 60. I'm usually pretty calm. My heart rate's pretty low. My blood pressure is pretty low. But my heartbeat is like off the charts. So when I get to moving or cleaning or taking care of the boys, it even skyrockets up to 160, which sounds dangerous. I had to see a cardiologist for Mason because of it, and I haven't brought it up to my doctor yet. I'm going to bring it up to her next appointment. But anyway, I ended up being cleared from the cardiologist, and he just said that there was nothing wrong. It was just my pregnancy, my body pumping so much extra blood. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this happening to anyone else, or you struggle with it during pregnancy, leave it down in the comments below, because it is like the worst. I would rather be sick. I would rather be anything else but having heart palpitations. Like, it just feels so uncomfortable. It feels like I can't even drink coffee because I'm scared that it'll just raise my heart rate. But it feels like I've drank like 500 cups of coffee, or I just went on a run and I'm just laying there. It's terrible. Another thing that I've been doing that I actually really wanted to show you guys, I don't know if you're pregnant watching this, or expecting to be pregnant, but this prenatal workout app, I'll try to show it right there. This one, it's just called Prenatal Workout. It's $7.99. This is not sponsored. This is not a collaboration. If you're not used to working out and you want to like stay in shape during pregnancy but not want to push yourself too much to where it could harm the baby, I love this app because it makes it feel like you had a good workout but you didn't over push it. You're not over exhausted, but you're still burning calories. I just put the app on and it gives you like a picture and like kind of like a video of the workouts to do, and they're like 25 minutes at most. but you do, within that 25 minutes, you do feel exhausted. Like, you got a good workout. So I just wanted to share that because I was always scared to work out my 2 previous pregnancies, but this app is amazing, and the workouts are for pregnant people. They don't have you doing anything that you're not supposed to be doing. So I would definitely check that app out if you're pregnant. It's been my favorite. I haven't been working out this week because it's the last week that Raheem's here and I really wanted to spend it with him. And the last thing that I wanted to talk about is body changes. So I'm definitely carrying this pregnancy much different than my boys, and I've been a little embarrassed about it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've been dreading to do a pregnancy update because I've never carried weight in the places that I'm carrying weight now, and I know I'm only like kind of halfway. I'm 23 weeks, and my belly seems smaller than it was for the boys, but my body overall just seems much wider. My boobs are huge. They've never been this big, and I'm scared because they're only gonna get bigger. So I've been a little insecure about it, which is weird because normally when I'm pregnant I feel so like beautiful. But this pregnancy, just everything about me has not felt beautiful. Like, from my skin to my hair to my body, I'm kind of struggling with it. I just feel like I'm gaining weight everywhere else, and for the boys I had just a cute belly. But at least, with that being said, I have not gained any more stretch marks. I've gotten asked what I use, and I use Cocoa Palmer's Butter Pregnancy Stretch Mark Cream. I'll leave a picture of it right here. It's super cheap. I think it's like $7. Out of my last 2 pregnancies, I've tried, like, I paid $60 for a stretch mark cream one time. I did all kinds of things, and this has always worked the best for me and giving me the best results. I'm also going to be showing you guys a bump update like I always do here in the end. And also coming up is I'm going to be organizing Isla's things. So I'm going to be setting up her closet where I'm staying. She's going to be sharing a room with me, obviously. Excuse me. Obviously, because we're not in our home, so she won't have a nursery until we move, which is in July. But that's totally fine with me because I really like my babies to stay in the room with me, at least till they sleep through the night. Or usually for the first year. Mason and Maddox stayed in the room with me for the first year. But that's really it. If you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. And be sure to like this video and subscribe. And I'm going to show you my belly now at 6 months pregnant. Okay, so this is with my shirt on. And with my shirt off. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.